Good evening and welcome to it. It is the exclusive interviews right here on ZTN Prime. Now, this evening, we are going to be chatting with Africa's finest. Now, this is between me and you. I'll think that you know what I'm talking about, but coming to you from another world. Welcome to exclusive interviews.
It's an honor, Rika.
I've got to know first things first. Coming to you from another world, what world had you seen that you thought you're not going to tell these people?
Definitely, the ability extension word is not a common word for everyone. Greatness is not for everyone. Certain trails and trajectories are not for everyone. So definitely coming from a point where you feel like you create and bring certain things to life. And people don't actually resonate, and some resonate, and some get to resonate after. So it's another world.
Ability extension, ABX, what does that mean?
Broadening your functionality compass, working outside the box. That's basically it. Just telling you that I'm not within that box every time. This is the way of life. We're not within that box. We're always outside.
True that.
That's how we think. That's how we move. That's how we deal with things.
2017, I stand to be corrected. You dropped the album Mustard Seed.
2021.
2021. And I think that's when you switched character. We saw a different you. And lately you've moved from strictly Zim dance, or you're now going Afro-ish and everything. How do you sit and differentiate those characters or those personalities? But you know what? Never mind the Mbara youth. I'm coming through and we're going to put some Afrocentricness to this music. How does that work?
Well, it's growth. Because there's point 1 and there's point number 10. And in between is a process. And trust me, I'm from Bari. That means somehow I have to end up somewhere I was,
Yeah.
It has to be Hollywood.
I've got to ask you about Mbare, about being a ghetto youth. Now, there's part of that I fully understand, that there's this globe that we live in before we leave the ghetto. And when you do, well, like they say, you cross the streets and it becomes a different world. What was it like for you to transition from just being the Mbare youth to being this global BBC extra youth?
Yeah,
Take
man.
us through all of that.
It's still the same, America. Nothing changes. It just levels to this. Nothing has changed. I'm still the same Barry youth. Proud everywhere I go on the world stage. This is the highlight. Because it seems like everybody else abandons their essence when they get to a certain stage. But I believe you have to move with your essence, because at the end of the day, you are who you are. You are your essence. You are what your essence is.
True.
Still the same youth. Just different levels now. It's not just like, now...
It sounds a bit contradictory, though. Because you
well,
say different levels and then you say it's the same.
Yeah.
So the different levels change music-wise, but you remain the
you
same.
remain
So
the same. Yeah, because you have to be essential. Like, you are what your essence is. So no matter BBC, no matter Grammys, no matter what, no matter Bob Marley, Nutty O still is a Mbari youth. That can change. I move with that. But now, it's just a different platform I'm on to.
I get that.
It's not something that is out of the ordinary. It's every youth's dream. It's like what we used to dream of, and now we have it. And we go to the next one. We don't change.
I like that flow then. I think it would be a bit difficult for people to believe that unless they experience it. Now, I'm going to quote a Morgan Heritage song, Dana Fidret to be Rasta, right? It means that you don't have to physically look the part to be the part. What is the Rasta part of you, the one that believes in Rasta liberty and the culture, have to do with the Nutty O that we experience today?
I know you like Peter Pan.
I do.
I know people like Open Doors. I know people like Vroom. I know people like Bugatti. The Nutty O you get in those songs, the guy who gives you intangible wealth in terms of knowledge and wisdom. That's how the Rasta part influences the Nutty O. I'm conscious. Nothing moves me.
I think there's the answer. You're conscious, because to be Rasta, you've got to be conscious.
Consciousness.
It's a way of living.
Nothing moves me. Nothing changes me. It's the same essence. With $1 billion in the pocket, I'll still move the same, and I don't have to look the part.
What do you mean you don't have to look the part?
It's the consciousness, because people see. Usually what you see, these colors, we intentionally fabricate these ones so that
True.
we glow.
Perception
But
is
are we
reality.
glowing inside?
It's a heavy question.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're sitting on the other end of the mic. It's a heavy question, though. You're right. Like I said, perception is reality. So whatever we build up, people end up thinking that's exactly what it is. Now let's talk about you moving about. We don't catch you in any controversies. How do you manage to swiftly move past that? I'd hate to believe because blood will still pump. You're human. How do you skip that? Do you manage the places you go, the people you talk to? How are you keeping the camp that tight?
One rule: small circle, less friends, more family around. I feel like it's essential.
Yeah.
Seeing things I've seen growing up. You have less people around you, you have less distortion. Because what happens either or, people spread and fabricate information and it gets distorted the more ears it reaches. So you have less people. That's how I've just managed to be. And, I'm real, I'm authentic. I'm with the people that love me. So there's no controversy around us. Because everything we do, we love it. And that's what makes us. There's only controversy when the other ones who are not like us, or we tend to engage with things that are not within our trajectory. That's how I just have survived this.
How do you...
It's a crazy world, and I'm not up for things that I know don't benefit me. I believe I'm a musician.
That's strong.
I'm a musician. My music must speak. I mustn't speak. Because something has got to give. Say that my music speaks or I speak.
Yeah, that's heavy. You even had me to hold there. That's very heavy. Speaking of your music speaking, they say that memories live longer than people do. So whatever you've got in memory, pictures and music, is what we live with in our hearts. Now, what message do you want us to get? Let's pick two songs. There's Too Much, which is a hot song right now. I'll pick my favorite, Peter Pan. No, those are two different messages. One person delivered. So when we think of you in general, when your music speaks, like you said, what should we hear?
I'm generally an inspirator with many shades, but they're all embedded within love and
Not like that.
yeah, and empowerment. So it's either I empower you or I make you feel special. This is love. This is motivation and inspiration. So that's what I want. When you want to know Nutty O without speaking to me, when you listen to the music, this guy speaks love. This guy spreads love. This guy is an inspirator. This guy empowers us. This guy gives us the ideology that there is all that you need within you. I feel like...
It sounds to me like every message or every song from you should invoke emotion, regardless of what that emotion is. Perfect. Then I grip the concept. It is exclusive interviews. We will be right back speaking here to Nutty O. Please do not go anywhere. Welcome back to it. It is exclusive interviews, taking you literally into ABX world, making sure that we get the most that we can out of you exclusively. And thank you so much for opening up to us like that. Now we've got to move on to watching you take the ABX name and also the Zimbabwean names to stages and platforms. Super proud of you, by the way. Let's start with BBC Extra. That was she's like a heavy shocker for us all because we were so super proud. How did you land that? How did you end up on that?
Well, I work with Taponis Kwamavunga.
Yeah.
She's the head of Sony Africa in the UK. And definitely she's been the one who's been plugging and make sure I get to those stages. But obviously she has something in her hands, merit-wise. When she says, listen to this music, Kadu, listen to this music, Eddie Kadu would still say, yo, bring Nutty O to radio, let's speak, let's hear the stories. Brilliant art form. Let's hear the story behind for Zimbabwe.
Yeah,
So-
and you did that.
Yeah.
How was it like nerve-wise? Because being on an interview in Zimbabwe, come on, that's your thing. Africa, that's also your thing. BBC Extra, that's a pinnacle that I don't see yet how we're going to skip that part because it's dogma pelap.
Yeah.
So, what did that feel like? I want the actual nerves standing there.
Yeah,
No.
because this was like my, I think, second time being there, but then now in radio, like Central Radio, BBC, you just see different things, different auras. You see how things are done differently. Obviously, I was a little bit shaken because I'm trying to just make sure I don't.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, I don't get surprised too much.
Yeah.
You don't want to get surprised too much because you're off the cliff. But then, yeah, I'm calm sometimes. I'm calm because I've been ready for these moments long before. Mentally, I've been ready for these moments. I've been ready for these rooms. So when I'm there, it's like deja vu. I'm like, yo, I've been here before. So yeah.
I like that. You've got to be ready. That's strong. That's powerful. Prepare to get into the rooms before you actually get into them. Then that's mad business. Collaborations is what we're talking about. You featured Stone Boy, one of the biggest artists, man. If you're listening to music that is going to enhance your mental capacity or ideologically, you're looking at Stone Boy. So shout out to you. But how do you pick out collaborations? There's DJ Stavo. You've done collaborations where we have to sync the music in our heads. How do you pick that out?
Sometimes you don't pick. Like I told you, if you're aligned, what comes to you is for you. So sometimes you don't pick. Music picks you. With the collaboration, I'm an energy individual. I usually collaborate with people who I synchronize with in terms of energy and ideology and all of that. Yeah. That's why Stone Boy, that's why DeMarco, that's why even you find us on the Bob Marley album. Me and Winky D.
Big business there.
Yeah. All of the artists you see me collaborate with the Jamaican, with the African artists, with the local artists, there's some level of synergy within. I choose to do that because at the end of the day, it's all alignment.
Alignment is the thing. I've got to ask whilst you're on that level of speaking about synergy and season is one thing I strongly believe in. There are days I've gone onto the internet and I've seen people say, but Nutty O better. And then maybe a couple of weeks after that, you come through with another song. And I think just rightfully so in music, you get some that pop and some that don't.
Yeah.
Take us through what goes on in your head the whole time. Surely you see these things. Surely you hear about it. And now you've got to come back with their banger because that's what you've been doing. And everything. How does that work?
For me, I like that it has to happen.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you get to stages where there's no more impetus. And the only impetus is hate. The only impetus is a hater.
Shout out to you.
The only impetus is the next man who's just going to say, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
And once you just say that, I will definitely do it the next moment because you've given me the right energy. Yeah, so I watched that, but I've made up my mind a long time ago. No one can spoil my day. The devil uses opinions. The devil uses opinions all this while to destroy people. It's just opinions that later become strongholds. So when I watch people speak, I just look at it from this point of view. This might be the devices of the devil.
Amen.
And why is the devil concerned about me being in this state? If I wasn't that person he thinks I am, he wouldn't be concerned.
True.
So whenever that happens, it's a green light for me to say, yo, go harder, and prove people wrong.
One of my favorite things I'll share with you it's from an Erykah Badu interview. And she was asked, how does she feel about people's opinion of her? And she says, people's opinion of me has got nothing to do with me. It's none of my business. It sounds exactly like what she's saying. But it's a propeller. So I will keep doing that. Shout out to you. But when you come back to up close circles, okay, fine, you've got this system that's up close circles, and they're also taking the hit, and sometimes maybe because of you. How do you handle that? Do you reach out privately to say, but streets, people are thinking because my album is out, it's hotter than yours? It's not a thing. Or do you just keep quiet and let it die down?
My surrounding is always highly positive, Erykah. None of that is prosperous within me. None of that gets to heights. You get what I mean? Enough of the times we be laughing about it. Yeah. Whatever situation, this is crazy. Because we know there's going to come a time when the narrative is different again. The narrative is gonna be like, yeah, kaipa, but
Yeah,
we
true.
knew we were gonna say that, so we laugh at that in that moment. And like I say, what you see determines the direction you take. Watu namna chipina msangu, it means something jaruona. But
I was like, what going?
I wanna road the city of a pinda imo. But it has to do with seeing. Yeah, so I always wanna see where I wanna go. And if I see something that I like, I'll take that direction. So my eyes on that.
Strong. Let's talk about TikTok challenges now. We're in the age of social media.
True.
You can't dispute that. How are you keeping up with the trend and the times? Times is a better word. Because now you've got to have a hot song that's hot on TikTok and then maybe make it back to the charts. Vice versa. It used to be first the charts, then you get them on challenges. So how are you releasing your music? Do you have a formula that you're moving with that's also moving with the times? Or are you just throwing in the dice?
I don't necessarily have a formula because I believe what is for you will come to you regardless. If it's a good song, it will go. If you don't have a good song, no matter how much you TikTokalize, it's still the same result. So lately with too much, I've seen a lot of TikTok buzz and I'm just engaging. I'm just reposting. That's how active I am. I'm just reposting what's there. I don't have a special strategy on my own for TikTok. Like I don't make music for TikTok. I don't think about TikTok when I'm making music because music is bigger than that.
True.
And music has to be bigger than that. Trust me, no, Bob Marley wouldn't record thinking there would be TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah.
Burna
and today
Boy
we still
wouldn't
have
be
it.
recording right now thinking about TikTok. That is a different paradigm. It will limit your attack, should I say. But
Yeah.
when the music is out there, when the buzz naturally happens, you engage. So that's what I'm doing.
Talk about engagement. The most that you've felt from a fan relating to your music, I'm sure you get people, you walked into studio and we're all lamenting about, oh yeah, this song and that. What is the most heartfelt response you've ever gotten and for which song?
Every day I get these things. So many youths come into my inbox, they say like, yo, Nutty O, your music got me out of depression. Your music got me through hard times when I didn't have a job. Your music got through a time when I lost my dad or my mom. I've had a cancer patient who was going for chemo. Hour before, she asked someone to call me, to video call me, and say, I'm going for chemo. I want strength. And my favorite song is Unforgettable.
Are you serious?
I just want you to sing this song for me before I get into this, so that that was touching.
I get that. Truly, I think it's heart melting for anyone to even listen to that. What's the name of that song? Rest in peace, Kune Makaenda.
Normalize.
Normalize.
Yes.
We've got to get into that. Because that song for me felt really on board. It felt like your feet were all like this. What happened is the question. Yes, that's the right question.
I lost the person who raised me, like, yeah.
You
and,
can feel it in the song.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And so the thing was, I never saw him for 2 months. I was close, Mbari. I always cross and I go home. I didn't go home for about 2 months. I kept promising Kules Yanguti, I'll come and see you. I'll come and see you. I brought him some stuff from the UK, like his favorite shoe. And I kept it because I wanted that sentimental meet up where I say, oh, I got you this. And I kept saying, I'll see you, I'll see you. And every time I would try, I was swamped with things. Then I lost him. And I just realized we don't have the time we think we have. So sometimes we just need to normalize seeing each other and loving each other every time.
I always say this from time to time again, that memories live longer than people do. And one of the best ways to do that is to express it in music. So you're an avid follower of the likes of Buju Banton, Bob Marley,
Yeah.
Peter Morgan. They do a good job at that. Rest in peace. Kungo Taura, something that people resonate with. And when you then make music videos, is my next question. Fine, you said with songs you apply yourself sometimes the situation that you've been through. Music videos, where does that light come from? The vision, surely there is. All of that.
So, like, the music making process. I wish one day I could take you to the studio. I want you to see just a day, see how I create. So, before I write, I see things, like visualize, and I write my vision. And this has been something I do, and it works. Someone told me, when you're writing a song, see the crowd. When you're writing a song, see the next person. When you're writing a song, put yourself in the next man's shoes and try interpret how they respond and how they feel. So that's how I write. And so whenever I write, I have already a basic idea of how things should look like, imagery-wise. I just take that vision to the director and they furnish it.
And then do you also see the places? I think it's the one where you feature Freeman. I thought this put together is mad business. So when you're visualizing, you also see the place.
I see exactly what must come out, and I tell the director. So inspiration is like a spark. They know, these guys know what I want. They know I like to be around nature. They know I like to be around these spaces. So when they create, they give me what they know I like, so that it's easy when we're working. With Jagger and Freeman, Sweezy knew that I like to be in bushy spaces and stuff.
That was in Epworth.
Epworth, yeah. Epworth. So they went and they sit there.
Let's talk about paying homage with music. You can be anything else that you want in the world. They always say you can never take a boy out of the ghetto, or anybody. And I believe that. No matter where we go, but element,
True.
and you have to cap yourself. How do you pay homage to Mbare? In Thai, do you at all, or do you feel like that's not your place?
I think me being here in this moment, surviving, alive and kicking, and still being able to give music to the people, and people resonating with it, people using it for positive, for a lot of positive things, is a bigger give back. I would do certain things, like I have youths that I support doing five-a-side football. I do a lot of philanthropy. You know, each time I'm in the hood, I make sure some of my guys eat. I make sure some of my guys do whatever they want. Each time I'm in the hood, my elders are around. Whatever it is they ask of me, I try by all means to make sure they have. You get what I mean? But it's so important than what you give them that they can use forever. Like, I can give you $1 today and use it, but I think if I give you intangible wealth, it can stay within you and you can use it every day and you can pass it to the next person. So what I've done as a musician is Peter Pan. Me being here in this time and moment, alive, and being this musician, this person I've become, is a bigger give back to Mbare, because I come from a place where it's a 1 in a million situation.
True.
Out of million youths, one of us makes it out of the hood, and one of us is a representation of, So I think what I've done, being here, being Nutty O, is a bigger give back to Mbare. Though we're going to give back in so many ways.
I like that.
There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to do as we move, trying to make sure Mbare is better and bigger. You know, definitely a comeback, give back to the community type of concert that I would do, a 3-day type of concert, give back to the community. I'll bring international artists to come and see where I came from. My brothers support me, and we do it for the ghetto.
I like that. He did say that to make it out of the ghetto, you have to be 1 in a million. And I truly believe that. More on this, please do not go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back to it is exclusive interviews right here on ZTN Prime. So exclusive interviews is all about exclusively getting into your life like a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
So we usually want to catch up with the things that you do off camera, and thank you so much for giving us that insight so far. You did speak earlier on about philanthropy. I've seen, from avidly following you, playing soccer.
Soccer, yeah.
You do that with which time is my first question, because your schedule, from what we see.
Every Sunday we play soccer. We have a team, Z Musicians Football Club, comprises of 4 musicians. We have a soccer team we play every Sunday. Apart from that, I'm into martial arts. So it's a way of living. Keep fit and keep.
Do you do that for discipline, or I do know that martial arts, been kicked out myself, it's all about discipline. Do you do that for discipline or free time?
Definitely, it's for discipline, because for discipline and for health purposes too, you have to be fit. A fit mind is important. They say the body doesn't get tired, but the mind gets tired.
Ever so often. What do you hope to see become of the music industry entirely, regardless of genre? When you look back as your 80-year-old, bless you, lived that long, and say, oh wow, this is what I thought of, this is what we spoke about.
Well, all I just want to see is the right mindsets. I feel like something about our mentality has to change. And when that mentality changes, it has to fuel a hunger, a different type of hunger in the youths, the generation to come, so that we kind of strive to do the best. We don't need to be relaxed. There's levels to change, there's levels to reach. I just require to see the youth having a different type of hunger, a different mindset to attack and conquer spaces outside our reach and comfortable zones. That's what I want to see. I want to see Zimbabwe being one of the most pivotal countries as far as music is concerned globally, because that's where we should be, but we're not there yet because of what I would say is a mind frame that we have as a whole collectively. It's not aligned, it's not pinpointed to a specific thing. We're still experimenting with a lot of things, and we're not serious with a lot of things. We're not deliberate about the narrative that we would want to carry forward next. So I just want the youth to challenge this and, like I said, have a different hunger for this.
Let's speak about hunger as we round this up. One of my worst fears, kupisa, in any place, and it don't no pizza, because what comes after that could do not.
Exactly.
And keep that mid temperature. It's very hard.
Exactly.
You've given us so many hot albums, so many hot songs. This is Q2 of 2025. What do we expect from you? And I'll ask it like this, that you haven't given us before. And do you even have the capacity? Do you think you've got the capacity to give us something you haven't given us before? Because, hey, you've come through strong.
Definitely. Like, I always get that question. People ask me if I was going to outdo the Mustard Seed.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years now, Erica. And if people still telling me that there hasn't been an album like Mustard Seed after 5 years, then it means I have to bring another album, and it has to be me. All I tell you is what I have right now is bigger, way broader, way interesting, way interesting than what you have heard before. This has been me, year in, year out. Right now we jamming to too much.
Allow me to take you on a controversial tip here, because I want to tap into that space.
Yeah.
Personally, I haven't heard a Zimbabwean album that I think is better than Mustard Seed, but that's not my emotional attachment to it. But do you think Panemunaja Budita album is bigger than Mustard Seed? Yes or no? No names. That's a no.
No, definitely no. It's there. Like, it's there. Numbers, the impact. Like, the music doesn't live on the charts. The music doesn't live on YouTube. The music doesn't live on Spotify. The music lives in the hearts of people. If there's any music that has lived in the hearts of people for the past, it's there, and you know it. And people say these things to me. I would deny it because of humility, but then sometimes it's not also humble to deny what you know
What
is
you've done,
true.
yeah.
And God has given me this gift, and mustard seed's still here. And I don't think there's any body of work I can say comes next. I can say I put next to, controversially. I don't have.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think a lot would sit and say and second the same thing. I think I say this from time to time again. Memories live longer than people do. So whatever you do, make sure that it's memorable. And I think Master Seed has given a lot of us that from different walks of life. Got to say thank you to you. Thank you for taking out this time. Yeah, emotional as may be, but this is why we exclusively do it.
Yeah.
And for Q2 and for the rest, I think we also just wish the best for you, rooting for you from the back.
Yeah, definitely. Big up yourself, Erica. It has been interesting. I like conversing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And you
conversations
definitely
have to evoke emotion, like you said. So, yeah.
Definitely. It's been quite something taking, all of us into the world of ABX, and I do hope that you did pick up a couple of edifying nuggets from this one. My name is Erica Ndoro. Until the next one, please do take care of yourself.